Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of GigaChad Books. I am your host, GigaChad Books. Got another book to read, or a book that I have read. We have, I don't know how close to get, we have the not Metamorphosis. We have Franz Kafka's short stories today, including the Metamorphosis. I'm wearing this shirt right now that I tried to cut up earlier because it is a pretty big shirt, but I cut it too small. So I don't think that I'm gonna be wearing it, but feels cool. So I'm wearing it for this video specifically, and then I'll never wear it again. But anyways, so we have Metamorphosis and other short stories by Kafka. Last time I talked about books, I talked about Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I was like, dude, I haven't even read any Kafka really, so let me give it another shot. I read the Metamorphosis before, some point last year. Honestly, I didn't understand what all the hype was about. Not that the Metamorphosis really even is that hype, but it's regarded as like a classic absurdist story. I didn't really find much gravitation towards it though, but I read it this time and I actually really liked it. I found a lot more enjoyment in it this time around. Not really entirely sure as to what everything means. I kind of just read the story as it was told, which honestly I feel like that's how it should be done with some of this Kafka shit, because it's like, what is even happening? But I really liked it. Felt extremely bad for Gregor, something like that, Mr. Samsa. Dude just happened to live through the most unfortunate circumstances imaginable. I feel like if there's any meaning to be found within that story, it's kind of just a circumstance of like, how would people think of us? Would they truly care for us if we were not as we seem? You know, it's like about appearances. Would you love somebody as much as you love them if they didn't look the way that they did? I feel like it's kind of like a materialistic thing based upon the physical nature of humans. In Metamorphosis, he gets turned into a giant cockroach, and I mean, that is excessively disgusting. So it does make sense as to how, you know, the love might fade away from the family. It's very hard to love a gigantic bug, but you know, that is still Gregor, that is still their family, and over time his family just completely disregards him and then is convinced that it's no longer him, and they're like, we have to get rid of this thing, and then he just up and dies as soon as they're like, we don't care about you anymore. He just dies. And then once he dies, they're like, oh no, our son and my brother died. Oh, it's so sad. And then they move on with their lives. And it's kind of silly, but I don't know, I found it to be pretty fun. I really enjoyed just reading everything in this book. It's hard because I don't really know what to tell you about it. Some of this stuff like just seems like ramblings, just thought patterns of whatever's going on. But some of this stuff, there's a section called The Hunger Artist. There's a story in there about the hunger artist who is he's a professional faster, and that's what he does. He sits in a cage all day long and just fasts, and that's it. And people come and watch him and look at how skinny he is and is like, yo, that guy's, he's still fasting. It's like the 30th day he's been fasting. Pretty interesting stuff. I really like that story. There's another story about a trapeze artist. That one was really cool, very interesting. Just a guy who becomes very attached to his work. He just loves being up on the trapeze. He does not want to be on the ground, does not want to be living an ordinary life, much more comfortable within the confines of the trapeze. And eventually he becomes unsatisfied with it. He's like, I only have one trapeze, what's happening? I need a second one. And then like the circus manager is like, okay, we'll think about it. And then he starts crying. It's like, I really need a second trapeze. And then his manager comes over and comforts him and is like, we'll get you a second trapeze, I promise. Pretty fun little story. Kind of hard for me to really pick out too much more. There is In the Penal Colony, which that one was really cool. I really like that one. It's about a torture device, killing people in a very unjust way without even giving them a proper trial or anything. They just kind of are accused of something, and then the people don't even know that like they've been sentenced to this horrific death. And it's kind of just this guy explaining how this machine works to this foreigner. It's like, yeah, we're gonna kill this guy. And then the foreigner is just like, why though? Like, this guy didn't do anything wrong. It's very interesting. Ended in a very interesting way. There's another story about a monkey who gains human intelligence. That was really cool. I really like that one. I think that was like a report to the academy. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. I would say maybe even my favorite. I really liked it. Thought it was also interesting in the appendix of the book. There is other works there. Not really sure as to the significance of them and why they're included in the appendix and what exactly was going on there, but there's a story that had two different perspectives from two different characters going on the same journey, and kind of like their opposing viewpoints, and even like the conflicts that they hold within themselves and the misperceptions that they have. That was pretty cool. And then there's also, I kind of skipped this part, but I thought that it was cool. He did some critical work, just some critical writing over other media. I'm not sure what the media was, but I just thought it was cool that they included something that wasn't, Kafka isn't known as a critic or anything like that, but they still included that. I thought that was really cool. But overall, I really enjoyed this book. I definitely want to read more Kafka. I mean, I think that his writing style is so interesting. It's so fantastical and ramblish. Kind of says stuff. I feel like I don't really have a great grasp on his writing style, but I don't know. I liked it. That's all I'll say. Okay, as a little secondary note to the video, I just wanted to share some things that I've done recently. I love to draw. I love art. I think it's so much fun. I have been having so much fun drawing and stuff recently, and spray painting, graffiti is so much fun. I've really gotten into that recently. And I just get pieces of cardboard and I graffiti them in my front yard because I love it. And so I made this recently. Pretty sure that you could see this, but it's just a very scary guy, but I really like it. This is like my favorite thing that I've ever made before. It's so much fun. I also have this other thing, which is going to be completely incomprehensible from the distance. I mean, I look at it, I can't even figure out what it is half the time. It's like there's some eyeballs in there and a nose somewhere in there. Just some colors. It's really fun. I just love it so much. Graffiti is so much fun because I feel like whenever I do it, there's no space for thought. It's so immediate and it's just kind of pulls you around and none of it matters. And so it's led to me making a lot of shit that just is dumb. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through some of my drawings, because I've been doing a lot of drawing, as I was saying. Never really showed anybody my sketchbook before, so this is cool. First we have, oh no, oh never mind, we're good. Got a receipt for Barnes & Noble. Got this guy. I really like these little brown paper bags that I get from Barnes & Noble. Super fire, super fun to draw on. Drawing on a few things, just like brown paper bags and stuff are super fun. And then getting into the sketchbook, I have this gigantic sketchbook. Not gonna show y'all everything in here. Been kind of just working through it. Super fun though. It's kind of forced me to do new things. Got this guy, pretty cool guy. And on the other side, flip it around, got a pretty cool girl. Got another guy. I love drawing weird people. Weird people are so much fun for some reason. I don't really like this one that much, but I wanted to try something. I want to try something a little bit different. Saw a Monet painting, thought it was dope. Kind of wanted to check out what it was about. Here's me after a day of bowling. This is what it feels like to bowl when you're me. On the other side, we have Nirvana cover. These guys look like idiots. Like, look at look at Kurt, man. I did not do Kurt very well, but the background's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, he's pretty good. And then, what's this guy's name? I know what his name is. It's the guy from Foo Fighters, but I can't remember his name now for some reason. Let's see what we got next. Got some bullshit taped in here. Move on past that. Got a portrait of myself, GigaChad mode, for some reason. Don't know why I look like that, but maybe that's just how I look. I don't know. I really like this one. This one is actually one of my favorite ones that I think I've done in this sketchbook. It's just fire, dude. You can't really tell. I did some coloring pencils in here. I don't typically work with colors too much, but just I'm starting to do some different things. They're really fun. This is me again, but me if I was bald. Also me if I look like a woman. Yeah, I was just looking at myself in a hand mirror. Turned out pretty good. I kind of like it. And then have a fountain pen that I absolutely love. I'm really just trying to use that more, and this is just kind of similar to the graffiti, just feeling it and just letting it pull me somewhere rather than having something in mind. And this is what I got. And also just kind of experimentation to figure out what exactly this pen means. But I love that pen. I really want to keep doing more with it. I don't think that I really have anything else worth showing, or anything else that I want to show. This one's pretty, I don't know. I don't like this one. The actual, before I did all this painting bullshit, I just wanted to try it. And it kind of just ruined it, but at least I tried. The actual drawing itself was pretty cool prior to me putting all that paint and shit in there. I was just working with colored pencils again. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I don't know. Just kind of wanted to throw a little bit more in there as to what is me, I guess, and talk about my art, because I'm selfish. And I don't know. I like things other than books. Books are pretty cool. And thank you guys for watching my video, if you watched it all the way through. Thanks for listening to me talk, but I hope that y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. I gotta go to work because I'm already running late. I'm really good at being late to work. It's one of my favorite pastimes. But I hope that y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. I hope that y'all make something today. Even if you're not an art-oriented person, I do suggest trying your best to express yourself in some way. There's so many ways that we can find expression, and anything can be an art if you make it that way. So if you're still watching, I'm challenging you to make something today. And you can tear it up and turn it to shreds. If you hate it, it doesn't matter. Just trying and making something, even if it isn't built to last in this world, is an accomplishment enough. So go and make something and read books. But thanks for watching. See you guys later. Goodbye.